Right, I'm just making a video. This is about the economy, the government, what they could do to boost the economy, ideas, and where I think they're going wrong. I hope Rachel Reed watches this because it might give her a few pointers. The first thing I want to talk about is housing. The government have put up stamp duty on housing, and I'm on here now on my laptop, right? And what they're saying from April the 1st, stamp duty. So, stamp duty, if you're buying a house between 125,000 and 250,000, the stamp duty is now 2%. It was nothing from 0 to 250 before the budget. It was zero, right? So what I would say, that's not encouraging people to move or buy houses. The next lot of stamp duty, which is 250,000 to 925,000, that's now at 5%. Obviously, if you're in London, you're buying a flat might cost you 450,000. You're buying a house, it could well cost you 1 million. And then the government's taking 5% off you. Now, what I think is that this country doesn't produce anything. We don't make loads of cars. We don't make electrical goods. We don't do a lot of anything really. All we do is financial services, and then really, that is pretty much it. So that I think for most people, their only source of wealth that what makes them feel better off is the house. So I think what you've got to do is you've got to boost the housing market. Um, have a good old boom and bust. What we need is a housing boom. That's what we need. They need to get house prices up, and then people would think to themselves, "Oh, my house has gone up. I've made 50 grand on my house. I'll tell you what. I'll remortgage, take some money out, take 20 grand out. I'll do some home improvements. I might have a conservatory. I might fit a heat pump. I might have a new car. I might have a new electric car." That's the thing. That's what gets the country going, and that's what gets people spending money. Now, at the moment, when you're in when there's not a lot of house sales going on, everybody suffers. I.e., I've made videos on this, but Homebase have gone into receivership and they're closing. Now, I reckon if we had a booming housing market, people would be in Homebase going, "Oh yeah, some great stuff in here. I'll get myself some plant pots and get some pictures, and I'll make my house look nice, and I'll get a curtain pole." The same with the carpet right. Obviously, carpet right has gone by the wayside as well. That would have probably stayed open because people would have moved, and then people would have gone, right, I'm spending money. I need some carpets. I'll get a carpet right and get some carpets. So that's what I think. Your house, for most people, your house is your only form of wealth. So if your house is going up in value, you feel better, and you're more likely to spend or borrow money on your house and spend and boost the economy, and the economy grows. That's what I think. So I think that's where she's going wrong for a start. What she should have done with these stamp duty rates is she should have left them alone. That's what she should have done. Even I think, like the buy to let rates, she could have reduced them and made them the same as residential rates, and tried to encourage people to go out and buy a second house. Like being a landlord is a dirty word, and they seem to want to, they sort of seem to want to say, "Oh, it's okay to go and invest in, it's okay to go and invest in the stock market, but isn't okay to be a landlord." Why is that? I always think houses are a lot safer than the stock market, and I think that is something that should be encouraged for people's future. pensions and things like that, a source of wealth. I know when I get older, I will be planning on helping my son out and giving him some cash so he can get himself on the housing market. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about was housing. The second thing, I've got some things saved on my computer. So let's see where we're at now. So we've got stamp duty. The second thing, is the corporation tax rates. Now I know when Liz Truss was doing her budget that everybody hated, I think she had the right idea. I think what you've got to do is you've got to bring corporation tax down to make the UK more appealing. So at the minute, the UK's corporation tax from April the 1st, 2024, right, our corporation tax is 25%. Now, to me, that sounds ridiculous. If you're trying to encourage the likes of Google and Amazon and people like that to come to the UK to open warehouses, when they can go to Ireland, that the corporation tax in Ireland is 12.5%. I think we need a corporation tax. I think we need a corporation tax that is nearer to islands to try and encourage businesses from abroad to come to the UK. I mean, let's face it, we're not in Europe, but we're on the edge of Europe. The UK could be a great place for companies to come and then think, right, we'll set businesses up, we'll ship into Europe. We could have been on a winner with that, but short-sightedness by the government, corporation tax, it's not working. The next thing is the aid, the government aid budget that they give to foreign countries. For a start, if we need to make some savings, I would slash that. I've looked here on Google, and it's saying that we give 2.3 billion to India, right? That would go straight away. I would knock that on the head. India is a thriving country. They don't need 2.3 billion from us. Obviously, if you're an Indian subscriber and you don't agree with me, please don't subscribe. Subscribe. But yeah, I think the foreign aid budget, that's one thing they could go. You know what? If there's a disaster somewhere, we'll send the Royal Navy and we'll send bags of rice and things like that. Happy days, we can do that. But as far as we're concerned, the foreign aid budget, forget it, because we've got no money, we're skint, we can't afford it. Right, so that's the next thing. That's where they could save some money. And I know this is going to be very unpopular with most people on here, but I am a Republican. And again, somewhere where we could save money is the monarchy, right? So in between from 2024 to 2025, the UK paid the monarchy through the sovereign grants. We paid them 86.3 million. That's what we paid them, and that's just what we're paying them for just like dossing about, getting in helicopters and all that. That doesn't include all the money that we waste on, police protection and all that sort of thing. It's probably double that. It's probably about 160 million. Right. Now, if you're a skint pensioner, say you're in your 70s, you've not got your heating on, you're freezing, you've got a blanket around you. For your tea, you've gone out and bought some cheap white bread at sort of 60p, and you've got some meat paste, some potted beef meat paste, and you're having a potted meat beef sandwich, and then somebody says to you, "Oh well, the monarchy needs your money. We're going to have to pay them 86.3 million. You know, surely you would think to yourself, hang on, they're already billionaires. They're already absolutely minted. They don't need my money. So that would be where I would definitely save some money. I know Keir Starmer is like me. He's a Republican. You know, you could go, right, well, you know, the country's skin, blah, blah, blah. You're getting 6.3 million. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll half that. Yeah, we'll give you 43 million. How about that? And think yourself lucky. And then the old royals will go, well, you know, if we're on low money like that, we're not doing many personal appearances. We're not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. You know, if you don't want to do it, just stay inside, watch a bit of telly. You know, concentrate on the Antiques Roadshow and everything. That's a good one. Right, so that's the next one. Let's have a look. I think my next thing. Hang on. I've got to find because I'd sort of searched. Yeah, I'd sort of searched on the internet for this. Right, so ways the government could save money. Right. Now I don't know if people know this, but the Ministry of Defence currently employs 63,700 civilian civil servants. So you imagine in Whitehall, there's 63,000 dossed up civil servants on desks, you know, pen pushers, not doing anything, you know, deciding, you know, what colour we're going to paint the tanks, and you know, if we can buy bullets cheaper from Poland because they're cheaper than having them made in the UK, things like that. Now I don't know if people know this, but I've said this before in videos. The Israeli defence budget is the same as the UK, right? The Israeli defence budget is the same as the UK. And Israel employs 2,500 civil servants to spend that same money, and we employ 63,700. Now, what I would do with them civil servants, I would slash them and go, I'll tell you what we'll have, 10,000. That's what we'll have. So you make 53,000 civil servants, you're gone, right? Now, the government won't do that, because them 63,700 civil servants are all Labour voters. You know, if you're a civil servant, you're dossed up, you're turning up at work, you maybe got an hour's work on an 8-hour shift, you're dossed up, you're not doing anything, you're definitely a Labour voter. So if I was going to save some money, that is where I'd save it. Get rid of all them dossed up civil servants. Right, next thing, what we got now? We're getting through them. Right. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is one of my favourite topics: Ministry of Defence spending. Right. Now, oh, hang on, I can demonstrate this. I think I can demonstrate this. Oh, right. So, with the aid of a Lego toy, right? Can we pretend this is a Merlin helicopter? Yeah, a Merlin helicopter. So the Royal Navy have got a radar system called Crow's Nest, and what it is, it's a Merlin helicopter. Imagine this is a Merlin helicopter, and it's got a dome underneath that looks like a bit like Dusty Bin, the game show from the 1980s. Was it Ted Rogers, where he went 3, 2, 1, went like that? Ted Rogers, right? But what the idea is, on the Royal Navy aircraft carriers, this Merlin helicopter takes off. It's got this little radar dome on the bottom, and then it flies along, and then it can see other ships or other aircraft over the horizon to detect enemy threats. Right now, you know, you imagine other navies don't use a crappy helicopter. They use a propeller plane to do the same job. So what I'm saying is a helicopter can only fly sort of that high, right? And American Navy and the French Navy, they use a plane which can fly that high, right? So this crow's nest radar basically is a crap idea. It's a cheap, bodged up system that the Royal Navy bought because they didn't want to spend all the money on a high flying plane. So they thought, right, well, we'll do this, have this crow's nest radar, right? Now, it's only been in service 4 years. That's what they're saying. It's only been in for 4 years. And already the government, the Ministry of Defence, is scrapping it, right? It cost 425,000 £425 million. That's what it cost. £425 million. So it's been in service 4 years. They've been training on it about 2 years. So actually in use, we've had about 2 years use out of it, and they're scrapping it, right? And it was a crap idea in the first place. And what I'm saying is, surely the 65,000 civil servants would have all been at the desks and gone, oh, we're having this crow's nest radar. Yeah, it's a crap idea. We don't want that. But we've gone ahead and we've wasted 425 million on something that we've probably used for 2 years, and now we're scrapping it. This is what I'm saying about how the MOD wastes money and doesn't know what they're doing, right? And that is another problem, MOD spending. I've talked about this before, but what the MOD should be doing is just buying kit off the shelf. If you've got to go to South Korea or wherever you got to go, the prices are a lot cheaper. It's a bit like buying Kia and Hyundai cars. Good cars, a lot cheaper. So that's what I would do. I would stop wasting money on defence projects that are a load of rubbish, right? So anyway, that's all I'm doing for my video. That's just a few topics. Like I said, I hope if Rachel Reeves watches this, she can think, you know what, the old boy's right. We need to boost the housing market, get rid of the monarchy, get rid of all them dust up civil servants, stop sending aid to India, and sort out Ministry of Defence spending, and we'll be getting somewhere. Okay, that's all I'm doing for now. Okay, cheers, bye.